Outgoing Youth of the Year, Rejan Mortut, has returned to the island following her participation in the 2024 Youth Forum in Apia, Samoa. It was a timely engagement for young people from across the Commonwealth and was a key component of the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting. It brought together youth leaders, government officials, and stakeholders to tackle global challenges and explore the role of youth in fostering sustainable and inclusive futures.
Some of my greatest takeaways was when one minister, it was an African minister, I believe, from Sierra Leone, when he said that they have incorporated into their cabinet space for 10 young leaders from across their country to come in and give meaningful input and discussion at cabinet meetings, and that's something that is done regularly. And also, another African minister also said that they have a designated space for a young person to be in the Senate, regardless of which government is in power or not. Another very interesting thing for me was when a climate lawyer spoke about the need for Commonwealth countries to now implement legislation to force individuals into climate change action and to reduce their carbon footprint.
The use of artificial intelligence was one of the areas that came up for discussion during the Youth Forum.
One other thing that stood out for me was a technology called Strategist AI, which is a technology that was built for Commonwealth governments. You upload your legislation into it, and the AI now can tell you where contradictions may exist or where your legislation may be contradicting a legislation of Commonwealth or CARICOM or OECS, any other piece of legislation, which was very interesting to me. And I think that could be of use here in St. Lucia.
Having ended her reign as Youth of the Year, Mortut promises that she will not allow herself to be aged out of youth development.
Coming, as the outgoing Youth of the Year and approaching my age outside of youth, it was very interesting to me that, it hit me that I should not, even outside of the youth age, should not stop the activism or should not stop the advocacy. So what I really want to do coming out of the forum is to liaise a lot more with the National Youth Council in terms of helping them build their youth advocacy programs. And I also have an idea that I recently spoke at to Yannicka, the NYC president, with at the Youth Awards, where I think that NYC really needs to champion climate change in St. Lucia and get young people to be more involved in climate action, and for us to learn and educate other young people about what they can do in their spaces and communities with regards to climate change.
The Ministry of Youth Development and Sports facilitated Mortut's attendance at the forum. From the Ministry of Youth Development and Sports, I'm Ryan O'Brien.